All right, guys. So I was out and about today, just running some normal tasks, and I had to go by the Walmart, as one does, because it's not escapable. You have no choice. Not if you actually want to afford food. Anyway, as I got in my car, I noticed there was somebody in the parking lot. There was a man in the parking lot, and he had, if you know what these are, they're like tablets, paper tablets. They're clipboards, essentially. And, they're flipped over and put together. They're collecting ballot signatures. Now, here is where another part where our American system is broken, and it's the people's fault. And here's where it's the people's fault. So this guy's trying to collect ballot signatures. Now, in Colorado Springs, we have a number of issues here that they're trying to get, on the ballot. So they're getting signatures to get a ballot initiative on the ballot. And one of those issues was legalizing recreational lettuce in Colorado Springs so we can collect tax revenue off that. Colorado Springs needs that badly. Another one was to get better veterinary training. And I forget what the third one is now, but there were three issues in particular where they were trying to get. Third one was to get a write-in for whatever candidate you want. Apparently, that's not a thing, but something like that. I may have those details wrong. Anyway, so I fill these out anytime they're there and they want to do it. I fill it out because I understand what a ballot is. Now, if you don't know what a ballot is, I'll explain it in a minute here. It's the responses from the general public that are ridiculous. While I was there filling, because you put your name, your address, all that kind of information down. I heard so many responses from people who are definitely ignorant when it comes to our system. I hope Cannon's fodder sees this. One response was that they didn't want to fill out the ballot because they didn't believe in democratic policies. Or they didn't want to fill out the form. They didn't believe in the will of Democrats. That's not how a ballot signature collection works. Another person said they didn't want to sign it because they didn't support any of the measures. Let that sink in for a minute. If you don't know at this point what we're signing for that for us, it's to get it on the ballot so you can vote yes or no. And it wasn't just old people. There were a lot of people this guy was stopping. It wasn't just one age group. There were younger people who were very democratic who were like, no, I don't want to. Like, he's not selling you anything. And then old people were like, no, I don't believe in that. And it's like, you want your voice heard, but then when there's actually something raised to get signatures to get it on the ballot, nobody wants to participate. This is the problem. There are people who are so ignorant about how the system works, they won't even participate at the base level. Like, these people are, they're bothering you, but that's really the only way to get you to do anything for it. So I always sign these. It looked like they were getting a good amount of signatures though outside of that, but just wanted to share with you some of the responses I was hearing because it was ridiculous. People claiming that signing to get a measure on the ballot is too democratic for them. Or to rephrase that, it's too much of a Democrat thing. They think this is a bias thing. Man, this is why people's voices aren't heard. This is why the voter turnout is so low, because people do not understand the system. If you have questions about how this works, please let me know, because this is ridiculous. Like, that is not what ballot signature collection is for. Signature collection is to get the measure on the ballot. So when voting time comes up, the measure is there. This is the umpteenth time that they've ran it to get it on the ballot for Colorado Springs. I'm hoping it passed this time for the recreational lettuce because of the fact that it keeps failing, but then people complain about how we're not getting that tax money from neighboring counties or cities. Like, it is so ridiculous. I have heard right-leaning people complain that we're not getting money from that product, but at the same time, when it comes time to vote for it, even though the initiative says we would get that money, the city would get that money, they're like, no, absolutely not. And it's like, well, then we're not going to get the money. But anyway, just wanted to share with you guys. Sorry for the longer video. Why don't you fill these out? If you see them, why are you not involving yourself in the process? This is one way you are directly involved in your local elections to get things passed and taken care of. Why aren't you participating? Let me know what you think.